Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon, thinkers and dreamers. You are tuned into Mind and Muse with me, Imad Kasir, right here on Planet FM 87.6, the only English FM of Radio Pakistan, Islamabad. Every Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. we dive deep into the rich worlds of literature, art, psychology, books and creativity. You can catch us live wherever you are. You can stream the show on our Facebook page, Planet FM 87.6, or download the Radio Pakistan app from Play Store. You can also listen us online at www.radio.gov.pk/live-streaming. Today we are diving deep into a topic I'm really passionate about: self-help books that inspire. Now here's the thing, in today's world, our attention spans have kind of taken a hit, right? We scroll, swipe and click faster than ever, often losing ourselves in the chaos of quick content. Yet somehow the genre of self-help books keep growing. Why? Because no matter how distracted we get, people are always craving something that works, something that helps them grow, break old patterns and find purpose. So today we are going to explore some of the most iconic, life-changing self-help books out there. We'll chat about their main messages, why they've touched millions of lives, and even share a few favorite quotes from these books. Plus I'll sprinkle in some great tunes to keep the vibe flowing. Before we jump in, a quick question from the listeners. What's one self-help book that has really changed your life? Alright, buckle up, let's get inspired. And our today's topic is self-help books that inspire. So first off, a little history about the self-help books. The self-help genre is actually older than you might think. It dates back centuries, but it really exploded in the 20th century. And I'll be sharing the list of the books also, and we'll be discussing books in detail. And the first book we'll be discussing, well, I'll tell you later. First, I would like to tell our listeners the broad categories which we may use for these self-help books. And the first category we may discuss is that social and communication skills. So the kind of books that discusses these social and communication skills, like Dale Carnegie's famous book How to Win Friends and Influence People. We'll be discussing this book in detail. And the other category is mindset and success psychology. These books dig into our beliefs, thoughts and motivation. Another category that I personally like the most is subconscious reprogramming. This area is my personal favorite when it comes to self-help books, and these books tell you how to change the programming beneath our awareness. And we'll discuss these books on subconscious reprogramming. Then there are books on purpose and meaning. Such books deal with why we are here and how to find fulfillment. And then we find books on emotional healing and responsibility, in which we break toxic patterns and we own our lives. So such books are also popular these days. And then we come across books which are on habit and character building. And such books tell you that long-term change through small daily actions. So books like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, we'll be discussing that later in our show, or other books on habits. So habit and character building is another area, another category of these self-help books. And then there is a category creativity and expression. And such books tell you how to identify and release the artist inside you. So that's another area of self-help books. and then we get some books on spiritual presence, and these books focus on finding peace in the present moment. These books are also vital to know more about self-help books. And then these days another category which is popular amongst the readers is money mindset, and such books tell you how to shape a healthy relationship with money. So we discussed the major categories of the self-help books, and throughout the show I'll point out which category each book fits into. We'll start discussing some of iconic and most read self-help books, and the first book is my personal favorite also. The book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book was written in 1936, and it's almost 100 years since then, and the book is still one of the bestseller books across the globe, and it has been translated into all the major languages. And it was, interestingly, the very first book on the subject that I had read in my school days. When I was in grade 6th or 7th, I had read this book, and that was an Urdu translation of the book, and later on I read the original English book also. And this happens to be one of my all-time favorite self-help book, and it's very simple and very interesting. And this book isn't, as the name suggests, that how to win friends and influence people. And I would like to share that the Urdu translation of the book, its title was very beautiful. Its Urdu translation is available with the name Meethe Bol Mein Jadoo Hai. And it's the book isn't just about making friends. It's about genuinely caring for others. And Dale Carnegie's advice is simple but profound. Listen more, praise sincerely, and see the world through others' eyes. We keep on listening, that one should put his or her feet in others' shoes and then see the situation or whatever the scenario is. In this book, Dale Carnegie discusses this theory in detail. And you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than in 2 years trying to get people interested in you. So this is the whole theme of the book. It tells you how to take genuine interest in your opponents, in your colleagues, in your family members, whoever you are dealing with. You should focus on his or her point of view, and that is how you can not only win his or her as friend or whatever is the issue. If you are in an interview, or if you are in a job interview, or wherever you are, if you are in a business meeting, or if you are at any sort of a discussion, this is the formula Dale Carnegie gives us in this book, that until you genuinely listen more, you praise sincerely, and see the world through the other person's eye, that is the key to success in any kind of area, in any kind of situation. So in a world full of noise, being genuinely interested is a rare superpower, and that's what this book tells us. And this category of the book, we can place this book in the category of social and communication skills. So listeners, the book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, originally written in 1936 in English, and this book is available on all bookstalls across the country. I mean, wherever I go, may it be an airport or a bus stand or any bookstall, bookshop, and if you ask the bookseller or any salesman there about that self-help corner or self-help shelves of that shop, you can find this book everywhere. So this is a must read for all of those who want to improve their lives, improve their relationships, improve themselves in job or any area they want to. This is a must read for them. The second book in the list is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It was written in 1937 and the category is Mindset and Success Psychology. Napoleon Hill interviewed hundreds of millionaires and discovered something secret about them. Not just money tactics, but belief, desire, and persistence. And the book tells us that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So the book encourages you to write down your goals and really feel them. As we just were listening to that song, I feel you. So the book also tells us to feel the energy and feel the goals. And it's like coaching your brain to keep your eyes on the prize, even when life gets tough. So this book, Think and Grow Rich, is it was also written in 1930s, and it is still one of the best seller across the globe. And some key points Napoleon Hill discusses in this book are: the first one is the power of thought. He emphasizes that thoughts are the starting point of achieving success, and that by focusing on positive, goal-oriented thoughts, one can overcome obstacles and achieve their desired goals. And then he tells us 6 steps to riches, and he outlines 6 steps to achieve wealth and success. And these steps are: desire, that one should identify and clarify the goals. Then we should have faith in them, faith in ourselves, believe in yourself and your abilities that you can achieve that desired goal. And then auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is self-affirmations that repeat the positive affirmations to reprogram your mind. Whatever you tell your mind, it acts accordingly. And then specialized knowledge, the knowledge and skills relevant to the goals. This is very important. I mean, only thinking in a particular way or thinking about something that you want to achieve without acquiring the relevant knowledge and skills won't work. So whenever you set a goal to achieve, you must have the requisite set of knowledge and tools and all that skills that are required to achieve that goal. That will help you achieve that goal in an efficient and quicker manner. Then he tells us about imagination, and this is basically visualization. There are so many techniques discussed in other books also we'll be discussing, but the basic thing that visualization is all about is that if you want to achieve anything, any goal, for instance, you want to have a house or a car, or you want to have a degree. So at this point in time, when you don't have that desired goal, you should start visualizing that you have already achieved it. So this is called imagination or visualization. So he tells us this visualization technique also in this book. And then the 6th point is organized planning, that you should have a clear plan, and then you should take action according to that plan. Then later in this book he tells us the importance of persistence. Napoleon Hill, he stresses that persistence is very crucial for overcoming obstacles and achieving success. We have seen people that they start something, they start anything, and after some time they just lose hope and they lose heart, and they are not persistent. So he tells us in the book that it is always vital to achieve your goals having persistence, and he encourages readers to stay focused and motivated even in the face of challenges and setbacks. And then the role of positive thinking, how important is this maintaining a positive and mentally positive attitude, including gratitude, optimism, self-confidence. And he argues that a positive mindset can help individuals overcome fear, doubt, and other negative emotions. And lastly, he discusses the power of subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind, as I was discussing earlier, that the role of subconscious mind in shaping our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors is highly important and vital. So Napoleon Hill, he encourages readers to tap into the power of their subconscious mind by using visualization, affirmation, and other techniques to reprogram their mind for success. And these are the main ideas of this wonderful book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The category is Mindset and Success. The third book, and this is one of my favorite books also, this book is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. The book was written in 1963, and the category is, as the name suggests, the category is subconscious programming. And this was the reason I discussed in the intro of my show that this book, the books that work on your subconscious mind are I like them more. So Murphy's book is like a bridge between psychology and spirituality. This book tells us that your subconscious mind is like a fertile soil. What you plant there grows in your life. So in the book he says that as you sow in your subconscious mind, so shall you reap in your body and environment. And then he gives us practical tools like affirmations and visualization to help reprogram negative thoughts patterns. Listeners, there you may find some overlapping because the concept of all these books is to improve one's overall personality and the circumstances and the mindset. So you may find similar words in all these books, but the categories are different, their approaches to achieve that goal may be different. And as far as this book is concerned, this The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, this book is I can tell you that this book tells you about the first thing it tells you is subconscious mind's power. Murphy emphasizes the immense power of subconscious mind in shaping our lives, experiences, and outcomes. Then he tells us that subconscious mind is programmable. Now we see that we can change the programming of any device we have. We can change the operating systems. So it is as easy as doing so. Murphy explains that the subconscious mind can be programmed and reprogrammed with thoughts, ideas, and affirmations, which can then influence our behavior and ultimately the reality. And then, of course, the most important area of this book is the importance of positive thinking. All these books revolve around this basic idea of positive thinking, and Murphy tells us the importance of positive thinking and affirmation, and he also tells us the ways how can we think positive and how can we program or reprogram our subconscious mind. Again, he gives us some basic techniques. He tells us, for instance, affirmations that repeat positive information to reprogram your subconscious mind, and then visualization, as I discussed in the previous book also, that visualize yourself achieving your goals and desires. And then in this book Murphy tells us emotional connection, that to connect with the emotions of already having what you want. That is called that vibration of your goal. Whatever you want, you can put yourself in that vibration of having that of achieving that goal already. So that is how you can match to that frequency, and ultimately that goal will be manifested for you. So then he tells us about the subconscious mind and health, the connection between our physical health and subconscious mind is also interesting and very deep. He tells us that how positive thinking and affirmations can contribute to healing and well-being, and we have I'll be later on discussing in this show another book, and in that book the author has shared many examples where people having fatal diseases have overcome their diseases through positive thinking only. So this is such a powerful tool that Joseph Murphy has told us in his iconic book in 1963, The Power of Subconscious Mind. And as I mentioned, that I'll be discussing only bestseller and the most popular books in the most popular books related to self-help. So then Joseph Murphy tells us letting go of negative thoughts, the importance of letting go of negative thoughts like fears and doubts. And once we let go these negative thoughts, the important point there is to replace those thoughts with positive and empowering thoughts and affirmations. Like if you have a negative thought related to any area of your life, may it be your professional career or your health related issues or your financial stuff or relationship, whatever is the area, and you have any negative thought attached to it, once you start trying to remove that negative thought, it's necessary, it's vital to replace that negative thought with a positive one. Like for example, if you change your setting of your apartment or your room, and if you take the older furniture or carpet or whatever out of that room, you replace it with the new stuff. So this is the most important point in all these self-help books, and people who complain of the fact that they try this positive thinking if it doesn't work. So this is the problem they face, that when they remove that, they are able to remove that negative thought, but once they don't replace it with something positive, so what happens is that their old negative patterns and old negative thoughts, they take over again. So it's always very important to replace the positive thoughts with the older negative patterns. So he discusses this thing in detail in this book, Joseph Murphy, and lastly he discusses this faith and trust, faith and trust in the power of subconscious mind and letting go of doubts. So unless you believe in it that it can work, it will never work unless you believe yourself in it. So this is some important. These are some important points in this lovely book. And now fourth in the list is the book Your Erroneous Zones. Wayne Dyer is the author of this book, which was written in 1976, and the category may be defined as emotional healing and responsibility. Dyer cuts through excuses and self-sabotage with no-nonsense advice. He says, you are not your thoughts, you can choose freedom. And he also tells us that you are the sum total of your choices, and the choices you make today shape the you of tomorrow. So and he further tells us that if you tend to dwell on guilt, worry, or need approval, then this book is a must read for you, Your Erroneous Zones. This is the book, and this is one of the best sellers also in this genre of self-help, and it tells us that you are in control of your own life and all the actions. He says that we have the power to choose our thoughts, feelings and actions, and we shouldn't be controlled by external circumstances or past experiences. So this is an important message in the book. Then he tells us that ditch the guilt trips. Guilt is a major area of erroneous zone, and Wayne Dyer, he encourages us to let go of guilt. If someone has made a mistake, or if someone couldn't get through an exam, or if someone couldn't do whatever he or she wanted, then he shouldn't be guilty on it. He should accept it and he should move on, and he should let go of the guilt and focus on the present moment. And that is the only way of getting out of that zone that he calls it erroneous zones, and he has titled the book is titled here Erroneous Zones. So then he further tells us to stop being a victim. We see people with this mentality or with this mindset that they feel themselves victim of circumstances, victim of so many things. So Wayne Dyer, he tells us that we should take responsibility of our lives, and if we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. So this is a very important point to understand here, is that we have no control on what is happening to us, but our response is in our control. And if we can respond wisely, and if we can respond the way we should respond to any situation, we can be in a better position, and that is the way how we can stop being considering ourselves a victim. Then he tells us to let go of anger and resentment. Holding on to anger and resentment can consume us, and he says that we should let go of these negative emotions and focus on forgiveness and moving forward. If we keep the burden of anger and resentment, that will stop us from going ahead, and our mind will be stuck in that particular instance or in that zone again. So he tells us to get out of this zone by forgiveness and moving forward, and that is the way to be successful in any area of our lives. And then he further tells us that we are not our past. Our past experiences don't define us. As I mentioned earlier, that if someone couldn't get through the exam or anything he or she wanted, so they are not defined by that one particular failure, I may say. And Dyer encourages us to focus on the present and create a new life that we want. Every moment is a new moment, and one can anytime start afresh. So this point is vital for success. And then he tells, take risks and be yourself. So we should take risks, be ourselves, and not worry about what others think of us. When we are authentic, we are more likely to find happiness and fulfillment. Like, it's of no use to get or to ask for validation from others. We should be authentic in our own selves. We should be comfortable in our own skins, and we should proudly accept ourselves, and that is only when others start accepting us. Unless we accept ourselves, unless we are confident of our own selves, others won't feel that energy, and whatever we are feeling about ourselves, others also feel the same. And this is that energy dynamics, that whatever we are projecting onto them subconsciously or energetically, they are receiving that energy, and that is how they make an opinion about us, others. So when Dyer tells us in this book that we should be ourselves, we should be authentic, we shouldn't be worried about this think that what others think about us. We should be confident in our own thoughts. And then he tells us that we should practice self-love. Listeners, this self-love is essential for happiness and well-being. And we should love and accept ourselves just as we are. Unless we love ourselves, no one else will do that for us. And that is how we gain respect. That is how we earn respect in the eyes of others, that we practice self-love. And this boosts our confidence if we know who we are, and if we are authentic, if we love ourselves. So this is the whole idea of this book, Your Erroneous Zones, and he wants us to be out of such zones which aren't that productive, or which aren't that positive or pleasant. So that is how he tells us about getting success. In the book, as I mentioned earlier, was written in 1976. The category is emotional healing and responsibility, and this was our fourth book. And listeners, this is Imad Kasir, and you are listening to Mind and Muse on Planet FM 87.6. Now this book, I'm sure that most of our listeners must have read this book, or if they haven't read, they must have heard about this book. And this is one of the most famous book on self-help. The book is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and this book was written in 1989. And the category is habit and character based living, and Covey is all about principles. What truly makes you effective isn't quick hacks, but deep character habits. And his 7 habits, he tells us 7 habits. We'll quickly go through those habits. And in his opinion, Stephen Covey's opinion, if you develop these 7 habits, you can become a highly effective people. And he says in this book that most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. And it is a book to revisit throughout your life, because you'll keep discovering new insights. So I'll quickly tell you the habits he has emphasized in this book. The first habit he wants us to develop is he asks us to be proactive, and he says that we should take responsibility for our own lives and choices instead of blaming others or circumstances. We should focus on what we can control. So becoming proactive is something that is in our control. We can become proactive anytime. So this is the first and far most habit he wants us to develop, Stephen Covey. And the second habit is he has observed in all the effective people. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. So this is about setting goals and having a clear vision of what we exactly want to achieve. So he encourages us to think about what we want to accomplish in our lives and set priorities accordingly. We should have a definite timeline for that goals. Like if I want to set a goal to go for any exam, or if I want to get any degree, so I must be clear that by which date I want to have that certification or that degree or that exam. And that is something which is very important to have in your mind. Otherwise it's not that effective, so, and it won't work either. So the third habit he discusses is think win-win. He says that building strong relationships and finding solutions that benefit everyone, he encourages us to think in terms of win-win. And then he tells another habit, put first things first. It's all about time management and prioritization. Covey says that we should focus on what truly is important for us, and we should make our time more effective. We should spend our time effectively to achieve those goals without wasting our time. Then the next habit he discusses is seek first to understand, and this habit is about effective communication. The author tells us that we should listen actively and try to understand others' perspective before sharing our own. And as I shared a quote from this book also, that most people listen with the intent to, not to the intent to understand, but they listen only with the intent to reply. And this is something you people must have also observed, that most of us are like this, that we don't listen to others with the intent of understanding them, but with the intent to responding. So he tells us that we should understand, we should listen carefully to the others' thoughts and then respond accordingly. And then is the next habit, synergize, and that is basically we may say that 2 plus 2, 5. That is basically the synergy. That is, it's all about combining the strength and emphasizing on teamwork. And he says that people achieve something greater than the sum of their parts, and diversity comes in, and the teamwork is always better than someone's individual work. This is what he tells in this chapter of the book, which is synergize. And then the last habit is sharpen the saw. The seventh, this habit is about self-care and personal growth. And Stephen Covey says that we should take care of our physical, emotional, social and spiritual selves to become more effective in all areas of our lives. We should take all these areas with us simultaneously, and we should focus on all these areas, like physical, emotional. Unless you are physically fit, you can't work hard, or you can't be able to put more effort in anything you are doing. And you should be emotionally well also, and so on, socially and spiritually. So he tells in this book that if someone develops these 7 habits, he or she can become a highly effective people, because these are the habits of 7 highly effective people. The book was written in 1989 by Stephen Covey, and the category is habit and character-based living. The next book, this is my personal favorite. Being an artist, I can say that this is something very special, and I keep on applying this book also. And the book name is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and this book was written in 1992. The category is creativity and expression. Cameron's approach is beautiful and simple. Unblock your creativity with morning pages, writing 3 pages, longhand daily, and artist state solo outing to nurture your spirit. And creativity is God's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to God or to universe. So this is a lovely saying. And you don't need to be an artist, just want to live a more vibrant life. So the Artist's Way, the crux of this book is that it's all about unlocking your creativity and living an artistic like life. So here are some key takeaways from the book that I'll be sharing with you. The first thing is morning pages. Cameron introduces the concept of morning pages, where you can write down your thoughts, feelings and ideas the first thing in the morning. People used to write diaries in the nights, and in this book the author tells us to write something in the start of the day, early in the morning. This helps clear our mind and get our creative stuff vibrant. So that is how you can start your day, by morning pages. Then the next step is that let go of perfectionism. Kamran encourages us to let go of the need for perfection and just create for the sake of creating. You just keep on creating and don't think that is it going to be perfect or world class. You just keep on creating, and as artist I can tell you this, that this is the basic stuff that you need to have when you want to become an artist, may it be any field, may it be sketching, drawing, or whatever you like or you love. So you should only focus on the piece of art, only to that creativity, and you shouldn't be worried about that people will like it or otherwise. And this helps us overcome fear and self-doubt. If you go for perfection never comes, and that is if you keep on doing what you love, perfection or refinement will come later. And but if you just don't try what you want to try, if you just don't explore yourself, if you just don't do anything you want just for the sake that you want it to be perfect, you are not going to achieve anything out of it. So this concept of letting go of perfectionism is a wonderful concept. So starting your day with morning pages and then going to let go of perfectionism. And then the next point is schedule time for creativity. The author suggests that scheduling time for creativity and making it a priority. This could be as simple as taking a walk, drawing, or writing. That you should take some time out for creativity. We know that most of the artists and creative people and even scientists who are also creative, and they are also artists in a way, they all take time out for their creativity. They take time, they like solitude, they want to give time to their creativity, to their thought process. If they are working on if a poet or an author or a novelist or a translator, whoever, or a painter is working on any of the area, may it be a poem or a painting or a prose or a novel or a short story or fiction, whatever it is, they need to take time out for that activity, like we get time out for our other activities. So scheduling time for creativity is vital, and that is how we can be more creative. And once we get more creative, we are in a better shape. So the next point is exploring and experimenting. Exploring, the author tells us to try new things and explore different forms of creative expression. This helps us discover new passions and interests. So we come across people who start something new at a later age, and this is very encouraging, and we should encourage such people. Its age is just a number, and people say that if someone starts anything new at their college or maybe university or in their professional life, so it is a perception that whatever you like, it has to be started in your early life. That is true, absolutely. But if someone develops a passion for anything at a later part of their lives, that is equally perfect, and there shouldn't be any obstacle in going for that thing. If you like something, if you want something, if you want to excel or grow in any particular area which you haven't tried, you can go for it, and you shouldn't be worried about this thing, that what will others say. So just go for anything you want. That is how you can become more effective, and that is how you can live your life more productively. And the first thing was letting go of perfectionism, morning pages, then letting go of perfectionism, then scheduling time for creativity, then explore and experiment, and then the author tells us about overcoming negative self-talk. The overcoming negative self-talk and cultivating a positive mindset. This helps us build confidence. And listeners, you must be observing that almost in every book, their categories may be different, but all the authors have focused on this very point, this overcoming negative self-talk, or having confidence in your own self, or just getting rid of the negative thoughts. This is absolutely vital. So this book also tells us, this book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, which was written in 1992. This book also focuses on this concept of overcoming negative self-talk. Then the next point discussed in the book is find your inner artist. Cameron encourages us to connect with our inner artist and nurture our creative selves. This helps us tap into our imagination and creativity. So as I was mentioning earlier, that we should not be worried about about the fact that what others may think about us. Others will keep on thinking whatever they have to. Even if you do good or if you don't do good, they will keep on thinking what they have to. You should focus on your own strengths, your own interests, your own artistic expression. As far as this book tells you, that you should find your inner artist. Everyone has an artist inside them, and this is only you who can explore that artist and who can take that artist out of you and show it to the world that this is your creative side, this is your creative self. Unfortunately, in our society, we are not encouraged to go for any creative stuff, and this is sad, but we should focus on creative stuff, and this book tells you the ways to find your inner artist in a very easy manner. So then the next point discussed in the book is to take risks and be vulnerable. Taking risks and being vulnerable is essential for creative growth. This means being open to failure and learning from our mistakes. We are usually we are afraid of vulnerability, and it shouldn't be like that. If you go for any new thing, you can make mistakes, and making mistakes is a sign of being a human being. So making mistakes is not good unless you are learning from your mistakes and you are learning from your experiences. And vulnerability is not bad as far as this idea of exploring yourself is concerned. Taking risk is not bad if you want to achieve something big in your life. This means being open to failure. If you want to achieve something, you should keep this in mind, that you may encounter failure or you may make mistakes, but that is part of the package. Unless you are open to your failures, and unless you are open, unless you know that you are vulnerable, you can't achieve success. So this is another area that is discussed in the book, taking risks and becoming vulnerable. And then a point discussed is practice self-care. Julia Cameron emphasizes the importance of self-care and taking care of our physical, emotional and spiritual needs. This helps us energized and inspired. So this book, The Artist's Way, this is a wonderful book, especially for those who want to go for any expression in any artistic manner, who are artists or who want to become artists, but they are afraid of exploring themselves, or they have this thing in their mind, that what others will think. So this book is a must read for all of you who want to become artists. We have discussed 7 books in this show till now. The first was How to Win Friends and Influence People, then Think and Grow Rich, then Power of Subconscious Mind, Your Erroneous Zones, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and then The Artist's Way. So the next book in the list is another wonderful book, and it's Categories, Spiritual Awareness and Presence, and the book title is The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle is the author, and the book was written in 1997. And The Power of Now, as the name suggests, it's a wonderful book, and that tells us the power of now. Most of our sufferings come from mentally living in the past or future. Peace is found in now, the only moment that is real. Listeners, you must have thought that the moment which are gone, which are past, those moments can't come back, and the moments which are yet to come, those moments aren't here at the moment. So the only moment we have is now, and we have, if we have any control on the time, we have that control on now only. And this is the book that very beautifully discusses this concept of now. And he tells us that realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. It's a quite deep book that asks us to just be. Hard in a busy world, but so necessary. So it's a wonderful book, and here's a summary. I'll tell you very quickly. The first point the author discusses in this book is the power of present moment, and that is the only true real time we have. And the author encourages us to let go of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. And this is what we should always be focusing on, that we only have this present moment with us. And then we are told in this book, the pain body. The author tells us the pain body, which is the accumulation of past emotional pain that can manifest in our present moment. And we should acknowledge and release this pain. Unless we acknowledge anything, we cannot get rid of it. So this is the most important point, that we should face it, we should accept it, we should be, as we discussed in the previous books also, that we should be authentic. And if there is anything negative, or if there is anything which is not that pleasant that has happened to us, we should feel it, we should accept it, and that is the way of releasing it, by acknowledging it. Then we are told about the ego. The role of ego is vital. We will discuss this very concept of ego in our later shows, and this topic that requires a complete show with only discussing this ego stuff. But in this book, the author tells us that ego, the role of ego in creating suffering. When we identify with our thoughts and ego, we create separation and pain. Then we are told about the inner body awareness. Toll suggests cultivating awareness of our inner body, which he believes is a gateway to the present moment. This can be done through mindfulness and meditation. And the next thing we are told in this book is let go of resistance. And Toll encourages us to let go of resistance to what is and instead accept the present moment as it is. This helps us find inner peace and freedom. And later in the book, the author tells us, becoming the observer, that we should observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. When we start judging ourselves, their problems start, and rather than we should identify our thoughts, our emotions, but we should not judge ourselves on those thoughts or emotions. This helps us gain perspective and clarity. And finding inner peace is the next thing. Toll believes that inner peace is found in the present moment and that it is accessible to us all. He encourages us to let go of our attachment to thoughts and emotions and simply be and living authentically. And Eckhart Tolle encourages us to live authentically and be true to ourselves. This means letting go of any external expectation and living from our inner guidance. So this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, the book was written in 1997. The category is spiritual awareness and presence. And listeners, this is one of the most I must say the most vital concept that is discussed in the book, The Power of Now. If you people want to go for any self-help book, and this should be the book you must read, because this tells you in very simple manner that you should focus on power of now. That is the only time you have, that is the only moment you have. Your past is gone, your future isn't arrived yet, and it may or it may not. When we are worried about our future, we usually are worried for something which we don't want to happen that way, and that might not happen the way we are thinking. So the best thing, the best remedy and the best answer to such thoughts is that we should not focus on our such thoughts which are disturbing us. We should only focus in the power of now, and once you start focusing on the power of now, you will make your now more and more productive and creative and pleasant, and that is how your past will also become pleasant and wonderful, because you are focusing on your current moment, your present moment, which will become past in some time. And if you keep on focusing on your now, your future will also get pleasant, because you are making most of the moment which is with you now. But if you keep on thinking about your past or about your future, you will ruin the moment you have, and that moment is now. So this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, is one of the recent classics, and it is, again, as I'm discussing all the wonderful books, those have changed lives of millions. So if you want to read any wonderful book on self-help, you must go for this book. Self-help books, and we discuss the history of self-help books, and then the categories of self-help books, and then we discussed some iconic self-help books. And now I'm discussing a book that is also one of my favorite books, and the list of self-help books remain incomplete until this book is added there. And this book is such a wonderful book. We had discussed this in our earlier programs. The book is called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. This was written in 2006. The category is Law of Attraction or Manifestation, and The Secret, that book made millions aware of the power of belief and gratitude. The core idea is focus on what you want, not what you do not want, and universe will bring it to you. ask, believe, receive. And many people found it to be a spark that made them rethink how their thoughts shape their reality. So this book, Law of Attraction, in this Law of Attraction in this book, Rhonda Byrne, she has shared this secret, she calls it, and she also tells us that this isn't a secret that is revealed by her. The secret was already there, and the secret was used and implemented by all the great philosophers and writers and authors, painters, artists across the globe who were iconic and who received what they wanted, who achieved their goals and dreams with focusing on what they actually wanted, and they were aware of this law of attraction. And the theme of this book is that your thoughts are powerful, and your thoughts can shape your reality. If you focus on positive thoughts only, you are more likely to attract positive experiences into your life. And as I mentioned, that they say that ask, believe, and receive. And this book tells us about this concept of law of attraction, which is all about attracting the like. So if you are radiating positivity, you will attract positive vibes. If you are only focusing on the negative areas of anything, you are more likely to receive negativity. If you haven't prepared for an exam, for instance, and you are saying that you won't get good marks in your paper, so you won't be able to achieve good marks. This book tells you that even if you haven't prepared for your exam and you start thinking that you can get good marks because the overall preparation you had or the overall knowledge you already have of that subject, you can get through from that exam, and that is how you can achieve success or good marks, or you can apply this concept in any other area of your life. Then there is another important area that is discussed in this book, that is gratitude is everything. Practicing gratitude can totally shift your mindset. When you focus on what you already have and you are thankful and grateful for it, you start to attract more stuff into your life, and that is how you match your vibration, that is how you match your frequency of having it. For instance, you need some money maybe, and you just keep on thinking that you don't have sufficient money to buy something, you will not going to achieve it in any case. But if you start thinking that you have it and you start being grateful for it that you have, may it be it's not that sufficient that you want to have it, but if you are grateful for it, you will achieve and receive more. So this gratitude for having whatever you want to have in more quantities, it can be anything, it can be health, or it can be money, or it can be success, or it can be any other positive thing that you want to have in your life. You need to be grateful for having it, and you have to be in that attitude. So this book tells us to let go of negativity. We all have negative thoughts, and how we deal with them, that actually matters more, and we should try to let go of negative thoughts, and we should focus on positive. And affirmations that we discussed in previous books also, that affirmations are vital to attract and achieve our goals. Affirmations is kind of a self-talk that you keep on telling yourself that you can do this, and you can help reprogram your subconscious mind to attract what you want. Just repeat positive statements to yourself, like I am capable of it, I can do this. So only this attitude will shift your mindset, and it will attract more positivity and success in your life. This is how Rhonda Byrne tells you to focus more on positive thoughts, positive stuff by affirmations. And then lastly, she discusses the belief system, BS, and believing in one's own self. So having faith in your own self and your abilities is crucial. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. So this is how you can simply go for it, that ask, believe and receive. First of all, you should be clear that what exactly you want, and you place an order to the universe. Then you should be confident enough, you should believe in yourself that you can achieve that desire, that goal, that outcome. And once you are into that vibration, into that frequency, into that energy, then you can achieve it. As Nikola Tesla once said, that if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency and vibrations. This was from today's show. This is your host Imad Kasir, signing off from Planet FM 87.6 program. The show is Mind and Muse. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.